Hi, my name is Stephen Pope and I'm My Amazon Guy. In this video, I'm going to be talking about promotions, coupons, lightning deals, any sort of discount that you can give within Amazon as a seller. It is a very common question that I get as a consultant on what is the difference between all of these options. So I'm going to cover that in this video. So it's to figure out where you go to understand or use these functions. I'm going to be showing Seller Central, and you log in, put your cursor over advertising, and then here you're going to see these options. So I'm going to cover a couple of different varieties of these in detail. So first of all, it's good to have a little bit of backdrop that 2 years ago, Amazon got rid of strike-through pricing. So when you're on Amazon.com and you're looking at a listing and you see list price, list price is that made up manufacturer retail price, no longer really exists on Amazon. You'd be hard pressed to find any grandfathered listings that still have it today. It exists, but maybe 1 out of 100 that I see. So sales pricing, when you go to your inventory page and you're hitting edit on a particular product, it doesn't reflect on the front end for those products. And I'm going to pull up on one of those to give you an example. So here's a product. If you go to the offer section, here's the price you're selling it at. You also have a sales price section right here. So if I was to fill in, say, $12.99, I can then program a date. Say I'm going to run that from today until end of April, and it will allow me to run the price for $12.99. Now, if I were to save this by hitting save and finish and make no additional changes, what's going to happen is on the detail page, the price of this item is going to go from $14.99, and it's just going to simply reduce it to $12.99. There's not going to be any strike through. There's not going to be any sales price atmosphere on the listing. That's confusing to most sellers because they're not used to that. Whenever you program a sale, you'd expect a strike through. So this functionality changed 2 years ago. So if you're going to try and program sales pricing, the only reason you'd want to do this is if you know during a certain time period you wanted to do a price reduction. But no, the consumer will be none the wiser that the price has been reduced. They will not know the original price unless somebody is using a price tracker like Camel. So Camel, if you're not familiar with that, you could type in any ASIN, you can track a price. So for example, my kids like to play with these Marble Run toys and they go on sale frequently. And so I will watch these listings and see their price reduce over time. So I've got an alert set up that as soon as it goes below a particular price, it's going to send me an email and say, hey, this has been price reduced. So if somebody's watching your listing and you lower your price, they'll get a notification. But that's for the educated consumer bargain shopper and not for the masses. So really, sales pricing is just built as a function to program a price reduction and nothing further. It is not a marketing technique. It is more of a merchandising technique, if you will. So if you know you want to lower your price for the weekend, but you don't want to go in there and physically change it at midnight, you can program it in advance. So that is sales pricing. And again, sales pricing does not have a strike through anymore. The next type I'm going to look at is promotions. So promotions are best used for external traffic when you're trying to drive traffic to Amazon. So if you wanted to do a percentage off, 25, 35, 50% off, whatever it might be, you're going to create a promo code. You have other options like buy one, get one free, but to be honest, I'd say 95% of people use a 95% off code. No, just kidding, just 50% off typically. Unless you're using like a viral launch program to drive some traffic at steep discounts. So in here, this is a promotion. It is not to be confused with this other option, coupon, which we'll talk about next. So a promo code, you create a product list by going to this create new product selection. In here, you can do the selection type by SKU or by ASIN. If you've duplicated your SKUs for different fulfillment types, for example, let's say you've got FBA, merchant fulfilled as well in addition. So what I mean by merchant fulfilled, that is shipped out of your own warehouse versus FBA shipped out of Amazon's warehouse. So if you've got duplicate SKUs and you only want to do a discount on one of those, you're going to want to select SKU list. If you don't care and you just want to, quickest and easiest way is usually generally an ASIN list. You can also do brand name lists, but I do find that one doesn't always perfectly work. And so just be careful with that. So ASIN list is usually the most commonly used. If you've got duplicate SKUs on the same ASIN, go with SKU list if you want only one fulfillment method to be affected. So after you create that, product selection, you'll go to this screen and you'll select the percentage off, or you'll select the product selection. So if you want to do a particular product, then you select what your conditions are. So buy one of this item, I'm going to do 50% off, and set your date range. So let's say I'm doing effective today. You do have to have this with 4 hours in advance. This is in Pacific time. So it has to be 4 hours from whatever the time is now in Pacific time. And then this will expire at this particular minute on that date. The internal description does have to be filled in. This is for you, it doesn't get publicly displayed. So if you're doing a single product, I'd recommend that you do an internal description that references that product. So if I'm going to do my Show Me Your Kitties product for the wine glass, that's what I put in here. The next thing, this is a little bit more complicated, and that is in the additional options section. You have choice between single-use, group, or none code. If you decide to use none, the only way that works is if you have it showing on the detail page. So what that'll look like on the front end is, let's say you go to any random product, and on this particular random product, hey, that's funny. They have one of the grandfathered ones with the list price I talked about that hardly anybody has, but it's here, so it still exists somewhere. So what that'll do is it'll show any promotion in this section right here, product promotions. So Amazon has its own promotion for, sign up for my credit card, get 75 bucks. That's not one that's done by a seller. But you're going to see all the seller promotions show up here. Now notice how far down I had to scroll down to see that. So promo codes show up in a weird spot. They're not really that highlighted, and only educated consumers really know that they exist or really show up. That is why I tend to use promo codes as an external traffic source. If you don't use a promo code and you just want everybody to get access to it, you can hit none, display on, hit detail page, display text, and then that will show up to everybody right here. Now, if you're doing a big discount for external traffic and you're trying to pump it with keywords or super URLs and whatnot, I would not recommend this option. Instead, I would do either single use, and this is where you have one redemption per customer, one code per customer, and you're going to give them one-to-one. So you set up the promo, then you go and generate the promo codes. You can download it in a notepad and then give them out individually, or give it to a program that goes out and gives it to those individuals, and you're not managing it directly. Group, this is usually the most common one if you're doing like a Facebook push or something like that. So let's say you're going to do like a 3-day promotion for the weekend, and you just want to give them a simple to remember code. This has to be exactly 8 digits, can be numerical or alpha. But it's got to be exact 8 digits, and everybody ever in Seller Central who's ever used a code, it's burned. So that's why you'll see most codes are just gibberish, random number generated. But if you can find a code that's easy to remember, like, I'm going to do 30 off, so we've got 5 letters and 3 to go, and then, I'm going to say mom, right? So this code probably has been used before by somebody else, so I won't be able to access it. So if you got time in your hands, you want to try and test a few different code options, you can. Otherwise, just hit suggest a code. It will generate an automatic one. And then you would then post this specific claim code and give it out. Now, the default is to have this displayed on detailed checkout. So if you're doing like a 90% off and you're giving this code to a family member, don't make that mistake. You're going to get a ton of orders from people that are bargain shoppers. They're going to see it. They're going to give it out to their friends. Your whole FBA inventory is just going to be liquidated within the same day. So be very careful. This is the most important takeaway of the video. Make sure your detail page display text is unchecked unless you want it checked. But for the most part, you typically don't, especially if you're doing a big, deep discount and you want it for external traffic purposes, incremental acquisition, sales. Whereas if it's on your own detail page, everybody's going to get access to this promotion. So that is promo codes. The next is coupons, and coupons are newer in functionality. I think they're about a year old now, and whenever you run a coupon, it's basically only for a particular product, and it will show up on the Amazon detail page. But instead of it being low in the middle, it's high on the top. Now, a couple things to keep in mind with coupon codes. When you create a new coupon, this is how you do it. So you go to advertising, coupons, which loads this page. You can select the product. So let's say I'm going to do show me your kitties. I've got to do it by ASIN. So let me do let's do keywords. So show me. Let's just see if it comes up. It does. So I add that to the coupon, and then go to the next step. Step 2 is the budget. So I'm going to do money off or percentage. Most people will do a money off if your item's under 15 or 20 bucks. It looks better if it's a money off. So if you're doing like $2 off on a $15 item versus say 15%, $2 looks bigger. If you're doing percentage off, anything above $20, percentage off is usually the way to go. And do like 20% minimum. Coupons are very competitive. So people are accustomed to high percentage reductions. So 20% is minimum. Realistically, 30-40 is the way to go. You fill in the budget. So I'm going to say $100. I'm going to do money off in my particular instance, $2. I'm not going to limit it. I don't care how many people redeem it. You type in on step 3 the schedule and targeting. Save $2 on show me your kitties, wine glass, and then pick your start date, etc. I'm going to run this for 8 days. Continue to next step. And then finally here you can see what it looks like. This is the coupon preview, and you submit. So a couple things to keep in mind. For somebody to access to this, they have to physically click the coupon. You'll notice we had to set a budget for this. That's because you actually will be paying every single time somebody clips that coupon. So 60 cents for each redemption. That's going to go pretty fast. And then once 80% have utilized it, it will deactivate. It will spend the whole budget, almost always, pretty typically. So what I really like about coupons, though, so if we go to Amazon Gold Box Deals, here's going to be some examples of some coupons. And Amazon's got a lot more sophisticated. Now they have like this video thing going on where they're showing today's deals, etc. They rolled this out last year during Prime Day. So this year, I'm trying to basically pick up something that's got a clip coupon option to show kind of what that looks like. Drawing a blank on this one, not seeing any of those at the moment. But basically, you go into the page and you're going to see clip coupons. So let's just type in Amazon clip coupon, see if I can get a Google image search that shows an example of this. So here's an example, perfect. So clip 20% off coupon, you can see that there, that's what it looks like. It shows up at the top. Other thing to keep in mind is it also will show up in the search results. So when somebody's going in and searching for your products, so let's say show me your kitties, wine glass, and you go up and you see all the products that are here, you will see the coupon right in this search result right there. So it will help people go to your product. It will get you additional clicks, and it will get you additional conversion. Almost everything we always talk about as a consulting agency at My Amazon Guy is how do I drive more traffic? How do I convert more consumers? Because your goal is to generate sales, and those two things are the number 2 things you can do. So with that in mind, you can set up a coupon. This is best for Amazon traffic. So this is not something you're going to give to external traffic. This is built for people already in the Amazon ecosystem. All right, so that's coupons. The next big thing to talk about is Prime Day is coming up for Amazon. And they just announced this in the last 24 hours. You need to be prepared for this. So lightning deals have really been ineffective for the most part for the last couple of years. After they came out of beta, they opened it up to everybody else, and since then they've been flooded. Too many people are doing them. There's now a cost associated running lightning deals. So overall, they're not really that effective. However, with Prime Day, last year, Amazon actually crashed its website because Prime Day was so trafficked, it beat everybody's expectations considerably. And so I highly recommend that you prepare for Prime Day. There is a cost associated to run this, $300 to $500. You see all the details right here. To get to this spot, you go to Advertising, Lightning Deals, get your Lightning Deals dashboard, select on Prime Day, read all of this information here. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to run a deep discount. It's going to pre-populate products you've already that are already in your catalog. Not every product is going to qualify to do this, right? So Show Me Your Kitties is available. I have to run at least 95 on it. Maximum deal price $12.74. So I have to have a price lower than that. So it's going to pre-populate all of the functionality. You don't have any options beyond going lower than that price, but you can't be higher. And the fee will lock in, etc. You can't choose which day you do for Prime Day. It's going to be sometime during that week. That part is a little frustrating, but I am going to go ahead and make a call or a prediction that doing Prime Day deals is highly impactful, very valuable. It's great for two types of consumers or sellers rather. Number one, if you got a ton of stock you need to move through, or number two, you're launching a new item and you need some business sales ranking improvements. So it's really great for both those options. Lightning deals will show up on the Goldbox deals page, which we had up a second ago. I'm going to repopulate that. So it'll show up on deal of the day. They do sponsor different types of things during the deal of the day. Let's go back to Amazon Goldbox deals. This is what it used to be called, and it will show all those deals here. When Prime Day hits, they're going to send a massive amount of marketing out there. It's going to be very competitive. Everybody's going to be discounting things. I predict that Prime Day will be the second best sales date of the year after Cyber Monday, which is the Monday following Thanksgiving. So make sure you have a Prime Day deal available if you can. Schedule them this week. Do so immediately, because if you don't, then others are going to take all those spots and you're going to run out of room. So the other thing to keep in mind is that you're going to have, again, you can't choose which items qualify. You have to choose from the recommendations, and you have to pick from those recommendations. So that can be frustrating, and you may not have any items that qualify. If they don't, just move on to the next marketing thing. Try and get enough stock in. Don't stock out during Amazon, while you're selling on Amazon, that is. Otherwise, you're going to have an inability to do some of these marketing techniques moving forward. So again, as an underview to our conversation, we went over promotions, which are great for external traffic, coupons, which are great for within Amazon's ecosystem, lightning deals, which I'm not usually a fan of, but I am for Prime Day specifically. All of them have their own features and options. If you personally need further assistance on any of your marketing techniques on Amazon, you can find me at myamazonguy.com. We're soup to nuts. We have all of our services listed here. We do everything from optimizing listings, enhanced brand content, merchandising, SEO work, storefront, you name it. We do all that. Just go to my contact section, myamazonguy.com/contact. Reach out to me. Definitely send me a link to your current listing so I know and I can take a gander and what I can do to help you. We're very happy to take you on as a client. So look forward to hearing from you. Post any comments in the comment section as well. We'll definitely address those there if it's just a quick question. And then otherwise, get your Prime Day deals up. That is your action item from today's video. Thanks so much.